Sandy Moffett. As You Like It, Act 2, Scene 7.
The world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Each has his exits and entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. First, the infant, mewling and puking in his nurse's arms, then the whining schoolboy, with satchel and shining morning face, creeping unwillingly, snail-like to school. Then the lover, sighing like a furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier full of strange oaths, bearded like a pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, with fair round belly, good capon line, eyes severe, and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. So he plays his part. 6/8 shifts to the lean and slippered pantaloon, spectacles on nose, pouch on side, his youthful hose well kept, a world too wide for his shrunk shanks. His strong, manly voice, turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in the sound. The last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history, his second childishness, mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans taste, sans eyes, sans everything.
Audrey, Boyle, Ahon, Gooptu, Taming of the Shrew, Act 2, Scene 1.
Good morrow, Kate. Oh, that's your name, I hear.
Well, have you heard? But something hard of hearing. They call me Katerina, that do talk of me.
You lied, Faith, for you are called plain Kate. And Bon Kate, and sometimes Kate the curse, but Kate! The prettiest cake in Christendom, Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate. Dainties are all Kates, and therefore Kate. Take this of me, Kate, of my consolation. Hearing thy mindless praise nearly down, thy virtues spoke of and thy beauty sounded. Yet not so deeply as to be belongs, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved? In good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first you were immovable.
Why, what's immovable?
A joined stool.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, if me you mean.
Alas, good Kate, how will I burden thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light?
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should be, should buzz.
Well taken, and like a buzzard.
Slowing turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
Aye, for a turtle, as he takes a buzzard.
Come, you waspin Faith, you're too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
The remedy is then to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What with my tongue in your tail? Come again, I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
Swear I'll cuff thee if you strike again.
So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman. And if no gentleman, why then no arms.
Oh, Harold Gate, put me in thy books.
What is your crest, a coxcomb?
A combless cock, so Gate will be my hand.
No cock of mine. You crow too like a craven.
Come, Gate, come. You must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, here's no crab, therefore look not sour.
There is.
Then show me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What do you mean my face?
Well, I am just such a young one.
Now by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
Kiss with cares.
I care not.
Here you get. And so you escape not so.
I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, not to wait. I find you passing gentle. The stormy you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, and James, sir, passing courteous. But slow in speech, yet sweet as springtime flowers. Oh, slanderous world, Kate, like the hazel twigs, is straight and slender, and as brown in hue as hazelnuts, and sweeter than the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk. That is not odd.
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
It is extempore from my mother wit.
A witty mother. Wit this else, her son.
Janet, Belisle, Taming of the Shrew. Act 5, Scene 2.
Fie. Unknit that threatening, unkind brow, and dart not scornful glances from those eyes, to wound thy lord, thy king, thy governor. It blots thy beauty as frost do bite the meads, confounds thy fame as whirlwinds shake fair buds, and in no sense is meet or amiable. A woman moved is like a fountain troubled, muddy, ill-seeming, thick, bereft of beauty, and whilst it is so, none so dry or thirsty will deign to sip nor touch one drop. Thy husband is thy lord, thy life, thy keeper, thy head, thy sovereign, one who cares for thee and for thy maintenance, commits his body to painful labor by sea and on land, to watch the night in storm, the day in cold, whilst thou lieth warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands but love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little a payment for so great a debt. Such duty as the subject oweth the prince, even such a woman oweth their husband, and when she is froward, peevish, sullen, sour, what is she but a foul contending rebel and graceless traitor to her lord? I am ashamed women are so simple, to offer war where they should kneel for peace, or seek for rule, supremacy, and sway when they are bound to serve, love, and obey. Why are our bodies soft and weak and smooth, unapt for toil and trouble in the world, if not that our soft contents and our hearts should well agree with our external parts? Come now, froward and unable worms, my mind hath been as big as yours, my heart as great, my reason haply more, to bandy word for word and frown for frown. But I see now that our lances are but straws, our strength is weak, our weakness is past compare. That seeming to be most, which indeed we least are, then veil your stomachs, for it is no boot, and place your hands below your husband's foot, in which duty, of which duty he please, my hand is ready. May it do him ease.
Emma Ware, Ellie Durr, Romeo and Juliet, Act 1, Scene 5.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
Son and heir of old Tiberio.
And who is that one?
Marry, that, I think, be young Petruchio.
And what's that one over there? The one that would not dance?
I know not.
Go find out his name. My only love, sprung from my only hate. If he be married, my grave is to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love, sprung from my only hate, too early seen, unknown, and too known, too late. The prodigious birth love to me, that I must love, a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now. The one I drew within, one calls within Juliet.
Anon! Anon, come, let's away. The strangers are all gone.
Sandy Moffett, Merchant of Venice, Act 3, Scene 1.
What is a pound of flesh good for? To bait fish withal. If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me, and hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heated mine enemies, and what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is? If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be by Christian example? Why, revenge. The villainy you teach me I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction.
William Crosby, Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep. To sleep. Perchance to dream Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy makes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er by the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action.
Janet Carl, Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 1.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. And earthly power doth then show likeness God when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy. And that same prayer doth teach us all to render deeds of mercy.
Alexis Steele, Hamlet, Act 5, Scene 2.
Your sister's drowned, Laertes. There's a willow, grows askant the brook that shows his hoary leaves in the glassy stream. There with fantastic garlands did she make of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples, that liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold maids do dead men's fingers call them. There, on the pendant bough, her coronet weeds clamoring to hang, an envious liver broke, when down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Her close spread wide, and mermaid-like a while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old lauds, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature, native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death. Drowned.
Wendy Abrahamson, MacBeth, Act 3, Scene 5.
Have I not reasoned, beldams, as you are, saucy and overbold? How did you dare to trade and traffic with MacBeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or show the glory of my art. And which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, love his own ends, and not you. But make amends now, get you gone. And at the pit of Archeron, meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to learn his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I am for the air. This night I'll spend unto a dismal and fateful end. Great business must be wrought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon there hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it come to ground, and it, distilled by magic sleights, shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him onward to confusion. He shall spurn fate, he shall scorn death, and bear, he hopes, above wisdom, grace and fear. And you all know, insecurity is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark, I am called, my little spirit, see, sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Alexis Steele, As You Like It, the Epilogue.
'Tis not the fashion to see the lady, the epilogue. But it is no more unhandsome than to see the lord, the prologue. If it be true that good wine needs no bush, 'tis true that good plays need no epilogue. Yet, to good wine they do use good bushes, and good plays prove the better with the help of good epilogues. What a case am I in, then, that neither good epilogue nor can insinuate with you on behalf of a good play? I am not furnished like a beggar, therefore to beg will not become me. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, O women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women, as I perceive by your simpering none of you hate them, that between you and the women and those that are neither, the play may please. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you as had beards that pleased me, complexions that liked me, and breaths that I defied not. And I am sure as many as have good beards, or good faces, or sweet breaths, will for my kind offer, when I make curtsy, bid me